Are doing that at Change Rib Shack. Always do that on the Focus program. It's got Hunter Ridge coming in. Hunter, if you're ready, come on to the house. Change Rib Shack for a Thursday. Call with Academy people later on tonight. They'll be in a little later. Good to see Hunter in.
How are you?
Still got the UNC Wilmington top there. That's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keeping that handy, keep it available. Go back to Southwestern Randolph days. Were those good days back then?
They were awesome days. I miss it every single day. I miss it. You can't compare high school to anything. High school was amazing.
That's back when it was still fun.
Exactly. It wasn't like a job, And, college ball was fun too, but it was like a job too. You're still competing for a spot every day, and it's fun, but it's a grind every day. In high school, you're out there, and high school's really fun.
Hunter Ridge with us, Southwestern Randolph, back with the Cougars back in the day, right?
Yes, sir.
Had some blue and a little bit of kind of old gold on the uniform, right?
Blue and gold, yes, sir.
Remember those uniforms pretty well back in the day. And you played there. You also played going back toward the Ashboro Copperheads, played some Copperheads baseball, played UNC Wilmington. Did you ever connect with maybe Cam Cockman back in the days?
I did. We actually played, we played against each other in conference. Then we played Legion ball together his senior year, my junior year, and we won the state championship with Randolph County Legion.
Would that have been with Grady Lawson and Mr. Pugh?
Mr. Pugh.
Pugh's team sometimes a little bit stronger than Grady's team, but there's some great battles down there too.
It was. And yeah, me and Cam and them, I spent 3 years with him at Wilmington. He's a great kid.
And you go back to the Summer League, American Legion Baseball. I mean, a lot of games at Grady Lawson Field over the years, also around Eastern Randolph, right?
Correct, and I was just not even just Legion ball, with high school ball, and just growing up in that Randolph County area. So I mean, we played a lot of games there.
Think about the Ridge family. Are you part of that steeped Ridge family tradition in Randolph County? Hear that Ridge Funeral Home, all those guys.
Unfortunately, that's not.
I bet you get asked that occasionally, though. Probably.
Yeah, I do.
The Ridge name carries a lot of clout in Randolph County. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I wish that was part of our family, but deep down the line, it may be, but not too sure right now.
How'd you develop all the baseball skills and get involved in these baseball programs growing up as a kid, coming through the ranks? How'd you get started? How'd you get rolling with all this?
I actually started at GBC when I was 11 years old.
Wow.
I have been going.
You're a GBC man through and through, blood.
I am, and I still go there now with hitting and working.
You still work there some? You used to work there some.
I worked
too, right?
there last year a little bit.
Did some training for the guys?
Did some training for the guys, but I still hit up there with Al. He's been like a father to me. And
that's pretty good stuff.
I'd love to give all my credit to him because I've been working with him since I was 11.
11 years old.
And I just turned 25, so I've been up there 14 years with him.
Wow, so Alan Ashkenazi deserves some credit for the good results.
Credit. Yes, sir.
And always think about Hunter Ridge, think about hits. Always a good hits, man. Hits and RBIs. Because I wrote down one number on one of my sheets here today. You had like 60 RBI at UNC Wilmington back about 2011 or something in that range.
Yes, sir.
That was a big season for you. 9 home runs, I think, that year, too.
It was. And that was the first year with these new bats everyone's talking about. It was.
The ones they toned down.
Yeah, exactly. And, sophomore year was probably my best year at Wilmington. But I can't, take all the credit. The guys got on bases for me, and, they helped me out a lot there, especially with the transition from high school to college.
And what position were you playing back then?
Freshman year, I DH'd. I had tendonitis in my hamstring, so that was tough to deal with. And then after that, sophomore year, I just started playing first base, and now I'm an outfielder. So that kind of it was a little
Your role
different.
has changed quite a bit. Then
It has.
Got to be able to move around in that outfield. There's no unsafe position in the outfield. Everybody's susceptible. The ball's going to find you no matter where you're out there.
Exactly, yes, sir.
So Cam Cotton, was he playing third or short back in those days?
He played third for us, and I know he played short in high school, and he ended up playing third for us.
So you probably saw all those, or a lot of those guys back in those days. Saw Cam Cotton, probably saw Austin Moyer, probably saw Jeff Medley, probably saw even a young version of Josh Tobias back in those days.
I did. I think Josh was my junior year when I first saw him. He was a freshman, and then senior year he was a sophomore. That's really kind of when he blossomed out and became the player he is. And he works hard at it too, I know, because I've talked to him and his dad personally. He's a great player and he's a great kid.
And you might have been around maybe even a guy like Nick McBride over at Ragsdale back in his day.
Me and Nick were really good friends.
Is that right?
We were really good. We played dirt bags together senior year. We were on that team together. Still kept in touch. And funny thing is, he got released because he had Tommy John on his shoulder. And I met with him in the Frontier League that I'm playing in now.
Was he trying to make a comeback?
He is, and he has a very good chance. He's still throwing hard, and he's a solid kid and just a solid pitcher.
Was with the Rangers organization, right?
He was, and then he had Tommy John, and something went wrong with that, and ended up getting released for that. But I tell you what, somebody's missing out on a very good pitcher with him. And from what I saw, I faced him one time. We played his team about 9 times, and he was our closer. Faced him one time, and unfortunately for him, I did get an RBI single off of him, but that's getting him back from high school, though.
Well, he could throw hard, couldn't he, back in the day?
In high school, I know Southwest, we played him one time. We played him twice, but he pitched against us the first time, and I've yet to see a high school pitcher throw like him.
Yeah, I saw one night Nick McBride versus Josh Tobias. I think it might have been for the conference championship or maybe the semifinal game. That was quite a matchup, those two going head-to-head.
It was, and the only other matchup that I've seen better was with him and Daniel Tuttle faced each other at Randolph.
Daniel Tuttle from Randall, and he played the infield, threw the ball to first base, trying to hit the fans over by the fence.
That is correct.
You've heard that story too, right?
I have.
That's true, isn't it?
Well, not that I can't say
You can't
that
verify,
it is.
but that's
can't
the way it
verify,
looked.
but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me.
Daniel
but
Tuttle, that guy is one of those guys, if you ever read about him or heard about him, you never forget him. That name carries a lot of memory.
Kid had all the potential in the world. He really did. And, he was like, I played with him when we were 9 and 10 years old growing up.
Because he got drafted, right?
He got drafted in the 5th round by the Reds.
By the Reds. But didn't make it, right?
I think he got into a little bit of trouble, and I think that kind of set him back a little bit. But he was a heck of a pitcher too. You
got to be careful out there. It's a big world and
you're under a microscope. You're under a microscope big time.
So much competition. They watch every move you make because that other guy is just as good as you are. And what's going to be the difference? What's going to be the edge there?
Exactly.
Where will you be playing baseball this coming year?
With the Joliet Slammers in Joliet, Illinois. It's in the Frontier League.
So you're headed back that way?
I am heading back that way. I got my contract renewed a couple months ago, so I'm excited. And it's not. It's not affiliated with the team.
That's an independent league, right?
It is, yes, sir. It's not affiliated with the team, but it's still something really that kids who need a chance.
A lot of guys that come out of that independent league because the minor league system, major league systems go looking for guys like that, especially late in the year going toward a playoff run. They may pick up a quick guy.
Exactly. And, last year I was fortunate enough to be on a team that had a lot of experience. Me and another outfielder were the only 2 guys who had never played in an affiliate ball team. So everyone else had pro ball experience, and then me and him were out there, and they helped us with that. And C.J. Beatty was out there, so I got to talk to him a little bit.
Some of these guys are like C.J. Beatty, alumni from the Greensboro Reds and from the Greensboro Adult Baseball League,
right?
Which you've also been a part of.
Right, I played.
You were in the All-Star game back here. You hit the big, I think 8 RBI in one game. Was the MVP?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was in that championship game against. I guess it was another adult men's league team. And I tell you what, Enad does a great job with that. He always gets the best players, and he runs a great program. I can't say enough, and thank him enough for letting me play that one summer with him. It was an amazing experience.
That was a good way to fill that vacancy, that void that summer, right?
Right.
Sometimes you wonder if you're going to be doing something that helps your program, helps your career. That was a good fill there.
It was, and just seeing live pitching and just getting out there and not feeling sorry for myself after everything had happened. So I can't thank him enough for giving me the opportunity.
Were you ever with the Gateway Grizzlies?
I was. I went to spring training with them and ended up getting released for an older guy, which, being a rookie in that league, it's tough because you're only allowed to keep a certain amount of rookies on the team. And when you have an older guy come in, it's tough to battle somebody that's had 4 years of actual pro baseball under their belt.
What about Xavier Macklin? I read about him somewhere, one of your old associates.
Yeah, I played 2 years with the Copperheads with him. I know he played at A&T, and I played with the Gateway with him. Me and him were actually roommates. He's an awesome guy. I can't say enough good things about him. We actually still keep in touch. I talk to him every now and then. And him and Marquise Riley both. I played 2 years both with them. And they're both awesome guys.
And you look back at the Copperheads experience. How did you get affiliated with them and get lined in there? That seems like that's a perfect fit for you, too, coming right out of Southwestern Randolph.
It is, and it's not but 5 minutes from my house, McCray
Park.
It's not, so it was awesome. Playing for Donnie Wilson was awesome. I played for him all 3 years.
You put up some pretty good numbers there, too, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I did. I think I had hopefully still have the all-time hits record for them. But that one thing that just means I got out a lot, too.
Yeah,
so I got a lot
of at bats. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But playing back at home, you can't beat it. Playing in your backyard, it's awesome.
And you think about the future, how many more years you see yourself keeping this bit of extended? Because right now you're kind of not living on borrowed time yet, but you're extending that career pretty well for yourself. How long do you be able to keep this thing going?
I wouldn't mind until they told me I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
How about Mitch Atkins? That's the testimony right there. This guy's been going out 10 plus years and still going somewhere. He's got to be somewhere this year.
He is, and I've been working out with him for 3 or 4 years up at Carmine at the Batting Center, and I've never seen anybody work out and have as much enthusiasm as Mitch Atkins. He puts in the effort and more, and he's good enough to be there. I mean, obviously he's good. He's been there. He just needs to catch that break one more time, and I think he could stay up there.
Seems like you being older like that, maybe a little older like that, would have a chance to be a reliever for somebody with all the experience he's had, you know?
Exactly. And I mean, his numbers show that he's a good pitcher, and I mean, he's got the stuff. I've seen it personally. He has the stuff to be there.
And he's 10 plus years now in professional baseball.
Exactly.
And yourself, what you're playing, independent league, frontier league out that way, that's professional baseball too, just at a different level.
Right. It's not affiliated with, the White Sox, the Braves, or any of that, but you have those guys. I mean, there's scouts. There's 5 to 10 scouts at every one of our games just wanting to see, a certain somebody just go off because, they have injuries. I mean, each professional team has about 5 or 6 affiliate teams, so they need to feel if somebody gets hurt, just stuff like that.
Yeah, because if a guy gets hurt at the upper level, that affects the AAA, the AA, the single A, all
the way down.
2 or 3 different single A levels too.
Right.
All the way down to the rookie league.
Exactly. So I'm hoping that I hit 270, which for me, I don't accept that because I feel like I'm a better hitter than that. But I feel like if I put up a little bit better numbers this year, I feel like I have a chance, especially being a left-handed hitter.
And you look at the overall situation. What's been the biggest inspiration of your baseball career, your baseball life? Who's been the biggest influence?
I'd have to say my parents. I mean, they've never given up on me. They've been there behind me, supported
You've
me.
had some ups, you've had some downs. Had that down that one year at UNC Wilmington, but battle back after that too.
Right, and that just all comes with my family. Yeah, I made the mistake at Wilmington, and I've grown from that.
What do you tell the kids out there, because they want to do it the right way, and you've been there, you've seen every way about it. What do you tell these kids? You got to make sure you do this if you want to be a success and get through not only the athletic part, but the academic part too.
Right, and you are a student athlete, and my senior year I didn't put student before athlete, and I thought I was bigger than the world at that, and I thought I was being on the baseball team, being a star. I didn't think I'd ever get in trouble, but
got a lot of travel during the season, playing games almost every day some weeks, and you forget about the classroom sometimes.
You do, and it is tough, and I mean you have to be a special person to be able to juggle both of those, and all the students are thinking you have all this special stuff, and well, we really don't. We actually have it harder than the students because we go to practice.
You got to carry both loads.
You do, and you're there from 12 at practice, and you don't get done until 5. Then you got to go to the weight room, and then you have study hall, and I mean it's a lot tougher than people actually make it out to be.
Yeah, baseball has got like 4 bases, but you've actually got maybe 5 or 6. You got those academics you got to carry too. You cross home, you got to go home and get back to work again.
Right, exactly.
You got 2 or 3 jobs.
Oh, and it's like I said, it's tougher than what people make it out to be, and until you're in that situation, you really don't know how to handle it. And as a freshman, I think it's more tougher as a freshman because you're used to high school. You're used to the teachers, pushing you through, and then you get smacked right in the face as a freshman, and you're just.
Is it like an ego check sometimes?
It can be, and I think some kids need it, and I think it's a good thing because I mean high school, like I said, it's not as tough, and you can kind of get by, but in college they don't care who you are.
Yeah, it's just a large group of students, and you can't really specialize or work with one guy individually. You got to work with a whole group, and you got hundreds in some classes.
Exactly, and they're not going to hold your hands through any of it. They're just going to push you to the side because you're just another 1 out of 60 in the classroom.
Were you able to get your degree?
I'm still working on that. I actually applied to go to ECU online, so I'm going to hopefully start that in the summer while I'm gone for baseball, do a class there, and then come back and take 3 or 4 classes to finish that. I don't have probably 5 classes left, and I kind of want to get into. I've been substitute teaching back home at some of my, so I want to get into
good stuff.
And I'm the assistant varsity basketball coach at Asheboro High School.
Really? Wow, you guys had a tough game last night, I heard.
You know what?
68-67, the big run from Southern Guilford of all people.
It was, and you know what? And the thing about it is, the way I look at it, it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the worst team in the league or not. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. And we were 20-3 going into that, and
Big time,
it was, hopefully that's an ego check for our boys. I know we've had some slips, but honestly, it shouldn't happen. But it's a
wonder if
conference
Southern
tournament.
Guilford can run. This is almost like a little ACC mini tournament for them because they won the first night 58-56, won last night 60-67.
Right.
Wonder if Southern can run the table. Win this. Who they play next? Ledford.
They play the winner of Ledford and Central
they're playing
Davidson
tonight.
play tonight.
Right, exactly.
And the funny thing is, you look at the standings with our conference. We were 10-2.
Yeah.
There was 5 teams 6-6, and then you had 2 other teams that had like 2 or 3 wins, and those 2 or 3 wins was Ledford.
Yeah.
And now they go and beat Western Guilford.
I saw them in round one. I thought Ledford was probably a higher seeded team, but I think Western was the number 2 seed or something like that.
They were.
I don't know how they got number 2 seed. Nothing against their play, but they didn't play well on Tuesday. Ledford was like a number 7 seed coming
Correct.
in. But boy, Ledford, they got a 3-point shooter on that team. That kid, number 30, I don't know his name. That kid can nail the barn door shut.
He can, and that goes back from last year's team with Ledford. They were all about shooting threes, and they still kept that this year. They're younger. They're all sophomores and a couple juniors, so they're going to be good in the years
They're
coming.
a good
but
team.
They are.
What's their coach's name? You don't know him from anywhere? You know his name by chance?
He's
for Ledford.
They're Ledford's. He's
Young
been
guy.
there. Yeah, he is. I think this is his 3rd or 4th year there. He was the assistant coach, and then he took that. But it was a tough game for us. I personally don't agree with ending the game on free throws as time expired.
Time not left on the clock.
But
yeah.
at the same time, we had the ball with 13 seconds. You don't, it was a tough way to end it. You don't turn it over right there. But it was tough.
It's a
Tough
good
to swallow.
experience, though, assistant coach in big games like that. It doesn't matter if you're coaching basketball, you're coaching baseball, you're coaching football, you're coaching maybe track, whatever sport. It's good to be in those tight situations. It helps you as a coach in the future.
It does, and I can't say enough about Brian Nance. He's the head coach.
He's the head man, right?
He does an awesome job. I've never seen a basketball coach do what he does, not just on the court, but away from the court. He's been such an inspiration to me about how to treat kids and just do what I just want to be able to be like him when I coach and just do for the kids like he does.
It's good to be at Asheboro, right?
It is.
You're coming out of Southwestern Randolph of all places.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been in talks with everybody about coaching baseball, this and that, and that's what I want to do. I want to coach because I feel like I can give the knowledge to the kids that I know.
You've been doing a lot. You've been there and back.
Exactly, and I feel like in doing lessons with the kids and working out teams, like I enjoy that.
You probably know the right way to do it since you've been with Alan since you were like, what'd you say, 11 years old?
11 years old, and I've been up at Carmine's. This will be my,
What?
4th or 5th
If you're doing
year
the
with
Carmine
him.
training system, you got to be able to work in that weight room with those kids.
Exactly. So I'm just, if baseball doesn't work out, with me
Something to fall
playing,
back on.
it's always something to fall back on, and it's something that a job that I will enjoy, and that's the main thing.
The thing is, you got to get that degree
exactly, and that's
to actually be in the door and stay in the door and stay in
Right.
the house. Yeah.
And so that's, first of all, that's the most important thing. You finish in those classes, and then after that, I want to coach. I want to, teach, and so I mean,
you feel pretty good coaching basketball,
I do,
and
this
you want
is-
to coach some baseball too.
Exactly. I want to. Yeah, I would love to do both. But I know it's hard to do. But maybe start out the middle school and do both
Oh, yeah.
basketball and baseball, and then work my way
You're
up.
already at the high school level. You should stay there and maybe not drop down a notch. You're already there. Maybe help out. Asheboro's got good baseball too, from what I hear.
They do. Coach Murray and Coach Luck do a great
Coach
job,
Murray does a good job.
and you can't beat the facility they have. A turf infield. I mean, as
Man,
a coach,
I remember one year Southeast went down to play a playoff game there because they were playing some team out of Alamance County. Just used that field that night because it was so wet, couldn't get a game in. Let's move the game down to McCray Field in Asheboro.
I mean, for a high school kid, that has to be one of the best. Other than when we played Legion ball, we went to the regionals. We played at Garner. It's not Garner, Shelby. Other than that field, that's a $4 million field.
That's a big American Legion field, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And
World Series.
But McCray ball field, it has that historic stuff to it too.
Sure
It has
does.
all that, and then the turf infield. As a coach and player, you can't beat that.
What about Owen George, the head football man at Asheboro? Seems like he does a good job too.
I mean, can't say enough about our football team. They always, them and Southern Guilford are the 2 teams always in that conference, and he's done a great job with what he has. With Nick Coe and Emmanuel Jones this year, they were awesome.
Jones going to East Carolina.
He
and
is.
Coe going to Auburn, right?
He is, yes, sir.
Some good stuff. Hunter Ridge with us tonight, Shane's Rib Shack. Hunter, remind us once again where you'll be this coming summer.
I'll be with the Joliet Slammers in Chicago, Illinois.
And when do you report for duty?
Not till April 20th, so I got about a month or so left to get ready.
Where do you guys go for spring training?
We go
Right to that
there,
source,
right
yeah.
to that source, which it'll be cold then because I
Yeah.
mean they're just now getting over some snow. So
Does it allow you to see some other things along the way, some big league parks, maybe if you have an off day occasionally?
yes, we go to Wrigley sometimes. We go to the White Sox Stadium because, like I said, they're not too far from us. So that's just something we like to enjoy.
Listen, I've enjoyed having you in. You did a super job.
Yes, sir. Thank
Keep up
you.
the good work. Good luck
Thank
at
you.
Asheboro. Good luck at Southwestern Randolph. And good luck again at Joliet. Joliet team nickname again?
The Slammers.
Slammers.
Yes, sir.
Joliet Slammers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Got our next guest tonight, got Ren Stewart. Coach Stewart just